Welcome to Lighting for Profits.
All light.
Powered by Emery Allen. Here is your host, Ryan Lee.
All right. Let's go. It's the number one landscape lighting show in Wilmington, North Carolina. Gosh, I love Wilmington. I've actually been there. I actually went to Wilmington, North Carolina for Sales Boost 2023, maybe. That was cool. You like flying in, you see like the battleship and stuff. So excited to nerd out on outdoor lighting today. I hope you guys want to make a lot of money, and hope you want to be reminded why we live in an awesome country and why we also get to operate in a badass industry. I'm telling you, the exterior illumination industry is where it's at. It's so cool. It's so cool, guys. We get to offer outdoor lighting to people. And again, like, people need it, of course. Like, if they don't have lighting, they're probably going to not be on this earth much longer because of a break-in or something, right? But what's even cooler is people want it. It's like they get to experience it, right? And people will drop like $5,000-$10,000 on a vacation to Hawaii that lasts 7 days. When they drop 10 grand on lighting, they get to experience lighting every single night for the next 10 years. It's a no-brainer. So get out of your own way and stop thinking, oh, I don't know, somebody's going to pay money for lighting. Of course they're going to pay. It's awesome. Stop overthinking it. Excited, guys. I'm Ryan Lee, by the way, your host of Lighting for Profits, powered by Emery Allen. Thank you, Emery Allen. We are here to educate and motivate to help you dominate. Guys, in just a few minutes, we got JC Chanowsky. He's going to join the show, and we're going to talk about all things outdoor lighting. We're certainly going to talk about his class. He's actually doing a pre-show class at Light It Up Expo. We're going to be talking about Unique Genius, which I love the name. I love the feeling I feel actually when I say Unique Genius, because ever since I met him and Angela, I'm like, what is my unique genius? And I started to question that. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you hire out everything else so that you can focus on your unique genius? So we're going to talk about that and how you can get a strategic partner in your business for not a lot of money, and you're kind of a no-brainer situation. So lots of good things coming up on today's show. I want to remind you, I'm still hunting for 100 5-star reviews on Apple. And I don't know what's going on, because I was at a conference a couple weeks ago at the AOLP, and someone came up to me and he goes, hey, I want to give you a review, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And on Apple, it's not easy. It's not like you just go to Apple and like Lighting for Profits and like give a 5-star review. You literally have to like scroll down. It's kind of weird, right? So thank you to the 92 of you that have figured this out. But I saw him do the review. It's still not there. Like, I saw him like put it in. He wanted me to write it. I'm like, I ain't writing my own review. I know people do that probably, right? But so I don't know. Something's up. Maybe I do know more than 92 people. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Definitely a conspiracy going on over at the Apple Podcast app. But again, we got JC Chanowsky coming on to talk all things Unique Genius, all things exterior illumination. And before I have him on, when I do this show, I got to get some things off my chest. There's some things I'm like, oh wait, I got to talk about this. This is burning. So again, I told you a couple weeks ago, I was at the AOLP conference, and one of the things I had the opportunity to speak actually twice, and it was kind of cool because I could build on, like I did like a mini session, and then I built on day 2, kind of built on that and stacked it on and did this activity, and it was epic. And if you missed it, well, that's on you. But one of the things that I shared was this concept of constraints, okay, and specifically the theory of constraints. So let's just imagine for a minute that you are an automobile manufacturer, and you built this weird car. It only has an engine, it has a chassis, and it has a steering wheel. Okay, obviously there's more components to that, but it would be too hard of a story or an example to share with you if we didn't simplify it. So let's just say your factory can produce 28 engines every single day. You can produce 28 motors to this car every single day. You can produce 1 chassis every single day, and you could produce 256 steering wheels per day. The question is, how many automobiles can you actually manufacture, produce, and get out the door every single day? Knowing that you can produce, I should have picked numbers or written them down, but you could produce 26 motors a day, 1 chassis, and 256 steering wheels a day. Well, the answer is 1, because your constraint is you can only produce 1 chassis a day. So even if you figured out how to do more than 256 steering wheels a day, and you figured out how to do 500, It doesn't matter because you can only do one chassis per day. Now, the reason I share this with you is because I want to ask you, what is the constraint in your business? What is the one thing holding you back that if you solved, you could now do more production? You could get more things done, right? And so if you're in this automobile factory example and you're not focusing a lot of your efforts on how to get 2 chassis out, 3 chassis, 4 chassis, 5, 10, 20, 100, if you're not focused on how to get more chassis built, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be more successful than you currently are. And I've seen this time and time again in lots of small home service businesses, but specifically lighting businesses where someone has a massive constraint. They can only do 1 chassis a day. They've got this constraint, but they're focused on something else. Oh, hey, I heard about this really cool design class. Oh, I'm going to go to that. Like that's like working and building more steering wheels. Oh, there's this awesome webinar on hiring. I'm going to go to that. Okay. These aren't bad things. Creating a steering wheel, creating a motor, they're not bad things. At some point, you will need that in your process, but it's not the one thing. It's not the one constraint that you actually need to solve in your business. So why in the F are you wasting time on pointless shit that doesn't matter? Like, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter forever. It just doesn't matter right now. Okay. So becoming a better lighting designer, if that's the one thing, then that's what you should focus on. But if it's not, forget about it. Right. And so there's so many distractions in this world and so many distractions online and in business and people telling you, oh, you should do this. You got to be better at recruiting. You got to be better at training. You got to be better at designing. You got to be better at leadership and you got to be better at sales. Like, it's all a bunch of BS until it's not. Okay. And so find the one thing in your business, the one big domino. Okay. Line up a bunch of dominoes. And if you knock over the one big domino, what happens to the rest? Right? They all get knocked over. And so you guys are like trying to solve stuff that's like step 56. It's like, who cares? It doesn't even matter right now. So what's your big constraint? Now, I have a surprise for you because I happen to know the exact constraint. Now, I'm going to be wrong about 1% of the time. But for 99% of you, I know what your constraint is because I am AI. I'm not even real. I'm in your head right now. This is a game. Like you're not even alive. This isn't the real world. No, but the reason I know is not because I'm special, not because I'm AI. It's just because the show is called Lighting for Profits. Okay. I talk a lot about pricing. I talk a lot about sales, right? But the show is called Lighting for Profits. So what do you think the number one constraint of 99% of lighting businesses actually is? The number one constraint is profitability. It's profitability. I don't care what you think it is profitability. Most businesses just simply don't make enough money to do the things that they want and do the things that they need. Okay. And that is a problem. That is a huge problem. It is the problem. It is the constraint. It is the domino. And honestly, this is probably going to be a message that I preach until I die. Like it's never going to get old because this is the problem of small business. Even if you've heard this before, even people that have heard it, you haven't mastered it. So I'm going to keep saying it. And you might be like, oh yeah, I know. It's like, okay, don't keep saying, I know. Just master it. And then you can move on to the next thing. Okay. Because I'm telling you, like my entire business and my entire life changed when I figured this out. And with profitability, you can literally have everything. Like your mindset shifts from a scarcity mindset. Man, I remember being here thinking, oh man, I don't know. Like, what if it doesn't work out? What if I hire this person and they don't stay a long term? What if I buy this truck and I don't get enough leads? What if whatever, all the what if out of fear, right? But when you start to make profit and you have extra money in the bank, it allows you to breathe. It allows you to change your focus from how do I make more money to how do I serve more clients? How do I serve the world? How do I serve the economy? Right. And so instead of making decisions out of fear and scarcity, you're making decisions based out of clarity, out of confidence, out of abundance. And it's not like, well, if I do this, I can't have this. It's like, no, you can do both. I mean, profit, I'm telling you guys, is the one thing holding you back. When you need more profit, you can just pull another lever. Okay. You can make another offer. You go get another client. Profit is the thing holding you back. When you have money, literally, suddenly you can solve all these other little small things that have probably popping in your mind right now that you thought was your constraint. Okay. So actually last year I needed an extra 100K. I was like, there was this real estate deal and I was like, oh man, it's $100,000. And I was like, should I was going to like pull it out of my IRA. Okay. And then I was like, no, you idiot. Why would you pull that out of your IRA? You've worked your ass off. You sacrificed. Like that money was earned with your blood, sweat, and tears. Like, why would you pull that out of there? And so I decided, you know what? I'm going to put my own methods to the test. And I made one offer. Okay. I literally made one offer. Some of you maybe saw it. Some of you maybe didn't. But within 2 weeks, I made an extra 100K. I didn't used to have that mindset. I didn't used to have that belief. Okay. I used to make decisions based out of fear. Like, I don't know. I don't know. 100K seems risky. Right. And it is. But guess what? It's less risky the more profit you have. Because if you only have 100K and you throw that into a deal and it doesn't work, you might look stupid when it doesn't. But if you got other hundreds of Ks, you're still fine. You don't have to eat ramen. Okay. So when you have more money, you're allowed to take more risk. And in a lighting business, when you have more money, guess what? You could pay your people more. In fact, you want to know what the secret? Can you guys tell I'm on one today? Like sometimes I just get pissed off, fed up. I'm like, I'm going off on everybody, the whole world. No one's home right now, so I'm good. But you want to know what the secret to building culture? Everyone talks about culture, right? Core values, culture. How do I keep people? How do I find the good ones? Oh, this economy sucks. You can't find good people. The secret to recruiting all-stars, you're like trying to find that person that can replace you in the field. Like, how do you find them? What is the secret? How do you retain them if you've hired them? Man, how do you retain this top quality talent? You just pay your people more. Okay. You pay them more than they think they're worth. You pay them more than you told them you were going to pay them. Now, there's other stuff, of course. Okay. But I'm telling you, people will work really hard for a lot of money. Okay. Stop trying to get your people to do a 2-day job in 1 day because you don't understand profitability. You don't understand your numbers. That sounds like a you problem, not a them problem. Pay them more than they're expecting. You want more leads? Guess what? Spend more money. Direct mail, Google ads, wrap your trucks, yard signs, Facebook, Instagram. Oh, well, I tried Facebook. It didn't work. Well, you didn't do it long enough. You didn't spend enough money. You didn't have enough money to support your vision. Home mag, RSVP, postcards, all of it. Okay. Guess what? It's not all going to work. But as long as you're doing enough and spreading it out, you're going to win more than you lose. And whoever can afford to outspend their competition is going to win this game every single time. So last thing, you want better clients. Okay. Well, start saying no. You don't have to take these clients on. And you're going, well, I do. I don't have enough cash flow. Again, profitability. Serve your client at the highest level. Figure out who is your ideal client avatar. Who are you trying to serve? Because you don't have to say yes to everybody. And again, hard to do when you don't have any money in the bank. Take care of your client after they've given you the money. This is where a lot of people get it wrong. They work so hard. They pay for ads. They get a lead. They get a customer. Cool. All right, where's the next one? Wait, what about your existing one? Why aren't you taking care of them? What's the average lifetime value of your client? All right, because that's where the real money's made. That's when you get referrals, you get repeat business. Okay, it's called a client journey for a reason. A client journey doesn't end when they pay you $12,000 for a lighting system. That's just the beginning. Okay, so I could go into any market right now and dominate because I understand that profit is king, and it is the number one constraint in 99% of your businesses. The other people, the 1%, maybe 2%. All right, I'll admit it. I'm wrong. Okay, your constraint is something else, right? But for most of you, the number one constraint is profit, because when you have money, when you have profit, you can solve a lot of these other issues. And it's that one big domino that's holding you back. So when you figure this out, guys, I'm telling you, the game becomes so easy because everyone else is so bad at it. Everyone else is so bad at profitability. That's your constraint. So that's my rant. What do you guys think? I mean, if you disagree, who cares? It's my show. You can't even talk right now. But if you do disagree, I'm actually open. I'll probably argue, but I do like different perspectives. All right, where's my music? Oh, there it is. Hey, listen, friends don't let friends install garbage lamps. If you want less callbacks, more referrals, and repeat business, stick with Emery Allen. Emery Allen makes premium LED lamps for lighting professionals who demand the best. Don't settle for less. Upgrade your designs and installations today with Emery Allen. Reach out to Tom G at emeryallen.com to learn more and take advantage of their contractor pricing. Again, reach out to Tom Garber. His email is tomg at emeryallen.com. Don't forget to mention that you heard about him here on Lighting for Profits, and he will hook you up with that discounted contractor pricing. Don't go to their website. Just email Tom G at emeryallen.com. All right, guys, now it's time. Are you guys ready to get JC on? I love hanging out with JC. I want him to live in my house. Let's get the music going. What is up? What is up? Welcome to the show, JC Chanowsky.
Mr. Ryan Lee. How we doing, buddy?
I'm fired up, man. I love life. I love lighting, and I love profitability.
Dude, I swear, I'm so glad nobody can see me in the backstage just dying laughing. Like, you just rip it. I mean, you speak the truth. I mean, you speak what people need to hear, not what they want to hear. It's probably not for everybody, but for people like me and yourself, it's what we want. So I appreciate the enthusiasm, the raw energy, the truth, and just being you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And by the way, I hope it doesn't come across like I'm holier than thou. I know everything. Dude, I'm trying to get ripped right now. And so, like, it's easy for me to, like, solve the profitability thing. It's hard to work on my physical body. So, like, to get motivated to be like, damn it, I know it's right. I need to go do it. Like, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really, certain things are easier for people. Some things are harder. So, like, for me to, like, want to eat healthy and go, like, I know I need to do these things. It's just hard. So I hope that I surround myself with people like yourself that, like I saw you the other day. I'm like, damn, dude, he's getting ripped. That motivated me. And you've always been ripped, but like something, you're like next level. And it's like, okay, like the days I don't want to go in, like I'm gonna go work out. Like I'm gonna keep pushing myself because I want to be included in the winner's circle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it takes discipline. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. You know that. I mean, there's going to take a lot of failures to get to that level you want. But being surrounded with like-minded individuals like yourself, myself, and having that circle to keep pushing you and keep you motivated. And that's why I love Angela. Like, you know, there's days where I'm just, I don't know what I'm allowed to say here. I'm not like, am I allowed to say pussy? Like, there's days when I want to be a pussy. And then she's like, just shut up and let's go. Get to the gym. Like yesterday in New York City, she's like, get up. You are going to the gym. I was like, babe, I don't want to go. I'm in New York City. She's like, get the fuck up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to the gym. So,
dude, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, it just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not right. Like, it usually, resistance is a signal of like you should do that. And so it's funny because as humans, we're like, oh, resistance, I should back down. Like this, if it was, it should be easier. Shouldn't it be easier to build a business? Like, no, like that's how we, like, I literally determine everything. Like if I go work out and it's hard, I'm like, okay, that means something's happening. I'm building a muscle.
yeah.
You know, if it's easy and you're not really sore after, doesn't mean it's bad. It's just mean you're just not going to get growth.
Right. Right. Yeah, no, good stuff, man. And you were talking, I had to pull this up real fast. I'm looking at my phone because I wrote this down today. And it was, most business owners don't need more motivation. They need fewer responsibilities. And, you know, you're kind of talking about, like, they go out and they seek the books, they seek the audios, they go to the conventions, they pay for the coaches. and they have it all inside them, but they just got too much going on at once, and they just need to start letting some of those things go to start dialing in those things. So that message you were speaking, it spoke the truth, and like I was like resonating with everything you're saying. So
yeah, that's awesome. I know it's hard because we're on a podcast right now. You know what I mean? Like, so does that mean you shouldn't listen to the podcast? And I'm like, hell yeah. If that means that like you just need to go knock doors and sell more jobs, get booked out 6 weeks, and if this is distracting you, then turn this shit off. Like find the one thing that you actually need and go do it. So now we just lost our audience, and probably not going to get to 100 reviews.
I did do my one review though, so now you're at 93, or at least one step closer. It might be 94 by the time they add the other guys.
I know. I'm like, how long does this take? I'm impatient. Let's go.
It's a process.
You've been on the show before. We've hung out. We've done trainings. We've done stuff, lives. But just those that may not know you, who is JC?
Yeah. So again, thanks for having me back. And just got to have some time with you on Salt Lake out there with the Door Con crew. Just a great energy to be around you, and I always appreciate you. From the first day I met you, I was a little intimidated back then, but now I can have a real conversation with you because I'm not afraid to come up to talk to Ryan Lee or ask for help.
That's so weird. That is so weird.
But serial entrepreneur, like most people. I started in the Navy back in 2004, and prior to that, I was going nowhere fast in life, so I just had to do something and get out. Joined the Navy when I was 24 years old. Got out, became an entrepreneur in 2009, which is the best year you could have started entrepreneurship in in the home spaces, because the collapse of real estate and all that stuff. Why not? Who else would think that's a good idea besides me? So I started the pressure washing, did that for a few years, went back to the Navy, realized that really wasn't what I wanted to keep doing in life. And then 2019, about 2 years after I started Christmas Lights, was when I woke up and I said, you know what, JC, it's time to, stop playing and pretending to be an entrepreneur and actually become one. So I joined a mastermind. I got a coach, Pat Clark. He became my coach. I finally started hiring people. I got out of the way and started empowering people to do the things that I really suck at, but that I thought I was really good at, like sales and admin. And the business grew. So 2019, we did about 250, maybe 300, then went to 500, 750, $1 million. I think we did 1.75 between the two of washing and lights in 2023. And then, so I just had really fun opportunity to be able to grow the business, scale it. And in a small market down in Wilmington, North Carolina, like you said, it's a really beautiful area. We've hosted, my wife and I, we've hosted 2 sales boost events with some incredible speakers like yourself showing up to those to help entrepreneurs get out of the way from being the bottleneck. And now really focused on Unique Genius, our strategic partner, aka virtual assistant company, with my wife, and having fun growing that and helping business owners scale affordably and responsibly. And that's about it right now. That's kind of a nutshell, man. Other than traveling, our main focus is helping business owners be the best versions themselves.
Dude, I love it. All right. So that was actually a great intro because it hit on everything that I just want to unpack now. So that was like amazing. Is this scripted? Like, what's happening? I hope Angela's not listening because I heard you say a dirty word in there.
Oh yeah.
You said
it's funny. It's funny because she doesn't say them too often. When she does, it's like, what? What did you just say? I'm like, then I'll pull out the phone, like, say it again. Say it again.
Well, we're going to talk about all these things. I was like, are we going to talk about travel hacking? Are we going to talk about building a personal brand on social media? Are we going to talk about how to find your unique genius or building a profitable lighting business? There's so many good things to go down.
With the profits, we can get more travel hacks and then, do all the things. So, it all leads to each other.
Well, one thing that I've just always admired about you is at some point, I didn't know you before you were who you are now. And I shouldn't say that because I've seen a progression every year. Whereas like when I met you, JC 2021 or whatever is different than the one now for sure. But even at the 2021 mark was after you'd hired a coach, you'd gotten intentional. You were focused on building a business instead of building a job. Go back to that time when you said you met Pat Clark or whatever, like what was the switch? Because I feel like there becomes a time where you either just get fed up and quit and go get a job. And a lot of people do that, and nothing wrong with that. But for the people that don't want that are fed up and want to keep moving forward and get to the next level, what was going on in your mind at that time? Like, how did all that happen?
Yeah, and I think this is common for most business owners. I hope I'm not alone in feeling this, but as we start our entrepreneurial journey, we think we know everything. I mean, we're the best at what we do. Nobody can sell a job like I can do. Nobody can answer the phone and speak like I can do. Nobody can go do the work as fast and as a 5-star service as I can do. So I was stuck in my head thinking, like, if it's going to get done, it's going to get done by me. Like, nobody wants to work. Nobody's gonna do JC. Nobody's gonna do Cape Fear Pro Wash. They're all just a bunch of losers out there. And anybody else who has built a successful business has no clue what they're talking about. I know everything. And I quickly found out that I was wrong. Like, I am the worst person as an admin. I'm good at sales, but I don't really enjoy doing sales. I'm a very high visionary. I think it was like a 98 I scored on the visionary integrator test. And I'm like an 80, somewhere around 80 something integrator. So I have all these great ideas. I just suck at executing and implementing them all. And I was like, what I kept tripping over like all the time, like, great idea. Let's start it. We're not going to finish it and then go on to the next idea. And I was stagnant. I wasn't growing. And I'm on social media and I see Pat Clark, who I'll bring him up because he was really the catalyst for all this. And he grew up like me, I mean, he was poor. He's got a beautiful family. He's able to scale his business to 7 figures in pressure washing. Super humble, like always being vocal, trying to help people. And like you, the first time I talked to him, I sent him a message. I'm like, Pat's not going to want to talk to me. And sure enough, I sent him a message on Facebook Messenger. It's like January 2019. I'm like, Pat, I need help. He's like, give me a call. And I give him a call and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, Pat, I don't know. He's like, well, what do you know about Conquer? I'm like, I don't know anything. He's like, all right, cool. You need to join Conquer. I'm going to be your coach. He's like, you're coming to Sales Boost in 2 months. Go ahead and sign up for that. I'm like, Pat, you know what? You've done it. I believe in everything you're saying. I'm going to do it. I didn't wait. I didn't go, think about it. I'm not saying this is bad. I didn't go pray about it. And I'm a guy that if I think it's right, I'm going to do it. And Pat made me feel it was right. So I didn't hesitate. I signed up for Conquer right there. Pat was my coach. I signed up for Sales Boost, went out to that 6 weeks later. And literally like the whole trajectory changed right after that. Because I just broke the shackles, like the bottleneck. I broke the tip of the bottleneck and now everything's flowing. Pat's like, you got to increase your prices. Cool. You got to do packages. Cool. You got to hire people. Awesome. So I didn't wait. I didn't hesitate. I executed. And if I failed along the way, that's fine. I'll figure it out. But Pat did it. Pat knew what he was talking about. So if Pat can do it, then I sure as hell can do it too. And that's, one thing that I see most business owners, like where they fail is hesitation. They're like, I don't know. Like, yeah, you built a 7-figure company, but yeah, you able to hire 20 people, but no, don't, but they did it. The wheel has already been made. It's already been molded. You don't need to remold this wheel. You don't need to figure out your own. You don't need to go try 17 different things to see which one works. If somebody's going to give you a blueprint and it's very successful, now I'm not saying it's going to work for you 100% of the time, but there's a good chance if you execute at a high level, don't hesitate. Embrace failing because there's a good chance you will fail along the way. You're going to get success along the way to do it. And that's what happened. Like I just continue to get, increase our success and then I'd fail and I'd just get broken down real quick. But I wouldn't wait a month or 2 months to get back into it. I'm back right there. Like an hour later, I'm like, all right, what did we learn from this? How can we improve on this? How can we not let this happen again? Cool. Go next. And I mean, we were able to incrementally just increase and hire. And we went from, in 2019, we had 3 people in the beginning of the year. I think we closed out at 7. And then 2023, we had 23 people at the height of our Christmas light business working with us. Now, part of it was me, because I'm a great visionary. I love culture. I love building teams. But the main part of it was the people I hired. And when I hired them, I empowered them to do what I hired them to do. I didn't hire them to micromanage them. I didn't hire them to look over their shoulders and say, yeah, you're doing this wrong. This is exactly how I would do it. You messed up, make it correct. Because they were doing really good things and sometimes even better than I would do it. I would just let them roll with it. I didn't want them to feel like, well, I got to ask JC. And that's what happened with my operations manager. In the beginning, he called me, hey, JC, how do you do this? How do you fix this? What do you do here? And I would never give him the answer because if I gave him the answer, then he'd be waiting for me to give him the answer every single time. I'd say, hey, Joe, what would you do? And he's like, nice. I would do this. And he's like, all right, cool. And even if it was a little bit different than I would do it, it was still going to get the result we wanted. I'm like, then go ahead and do it. I never shut him up. I never say, well, I would do it this way, unless it was like an epic failure and I didn't want him to get hurt. But I empowered him. And then eventually he'd stop calling me. Then I'm like, well, Joe, you never call me anymore. He's like, well, I know what to do now. And it's just like us. We usually know what to do, but we're afraid. We're afraid to make the step. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid to make the next move because of the result that might happen. But how often, do we do things and then we look back a year? I'm like, why was I so afraid to hire that person? That was so easy. Like now I hired 10 more people. Like in that moment, it's scary and it's ugly and we're afraid. But really, in the reality is like if we execute it and if it doesn't work, all right, we'll figure it out. But more often than not, it's gonna work out really good. And you're gonna be like, all right, well, that was easy. Now what's next? So I really think like just the execution along the way of Pat and then Michael Gregory being around you, the BBB, like I just put myself around leaders and like high executing business owners to get myself out of my head to say, stop overthinking it and start doing it.
Well, dude, I just had this picture like pop in my mind. It's like this vision. It's like a vision. I literally just did. But first of all, congrats, because not everyone has the courage to make those decisions. Not everyone has the courage to be like, all right, he said, sign up for the thing, go to Sales Boost, join the program. Like, it's probably not even 80-20 rule here. We're probably talking like only the top 1%, whatever, decide to do that. So congrats on doing that and the success that you've had so far. And I feel like from what I know of you, like you're just getting started. You know what I mean? So that's cool. But I had this picture just pop up in my mind, literally as you're talking, where I'm like, man, imagine someone else, or you, 2019, and you hit this fork in the road, okay? And someone was out there, probably not named JC Chanowsky, but probably someone in your similar situation. They live in South Carolina versus North Carolina or Montana or whatever, right? You decided to take this path. You literally went toward what I call faith. Like faith is a verb. It's an action word. It's not like, oh, I believe it's going to work, but I'm just going to hang around and wait. Like you literally took this step. Like I believe that this person in this person, probably more than me at this point, but I'm going to do this. Someone else had this path where they can go left, and that path was hope. I hope it works. Well, hope to me is not a strategy.
Right.
It's very like, just hopefully things will be fine. Like, no, they're not going to be fine. In fact, maybe they will be fine, but is that what you want? Like, are you going to accept fine? Are you going to accept average? Or like, are you going to take action? So I literally just had this thought and I thought, damn, what would JC's life look like?
Yeah. I don't want to know.
Didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like what would that life look like? And I see what you're doing and like the life that you're literally creating. Like you are controlling, like maybe not everything, but you're controlling a lot of what happens in your life. Right. And I'm like, man, there's someone else out there that didn't do that. Like, what does the JC look 5-6 years later that didn't decide to do the hard thing?
So funny story. And like you, Ryan, like we're very passionate and it might come across as cocky or arrogant, but that's not the case. Like you and I are very similar in a lot of things other than I don't like landscape lighting. You love landscape lighting, but
I don't like Christmas lights. I'm just doing a show called Light It Up Expo and I felt bad for the Christmas light community.
But like, you're out there, you got this podcast, you put it on the show, you got all these incredible opportunities for people because you really want people to be successful. And you have that energy. And sometimes we may come across of like, a little too harsh, but I promise you it's because we want the best. And if we sit here and just try and hold your hand and tell you what you think you need to hear and not what, or tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear, like you're going to be that person. So 2 years ago, I was at the airport flying home and somebody saw me flying. They said, hey, you got time to talk? I'm like, sure. It was a guy who started pressure washing right around the same time I did in 2009. This is 2 years ago now. So fast forward, what's that? 8, 9, 10, 15 years, whatever it was, 16 years. And still on the truck, still no employees, still trying to figure it out. That was the path. Like I took the one and I didn't say I hope, I said it will. And he's still hoping. Like, why? I mean, I get it. Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's a financial thing, whatever it is. But if you don't believe in yourself, then maybe you shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Because if you can't believe in yourself, then nobody else is going to believe in it for you. And yes, I made some mistakes along the way. Yes, there were some financial repercussions along the way. But if I didn't have those, I wouldn't be resilient enough to continue on when I continue to fail throughout life. And I'm not going to, like, today is not going to be the day where I never have another failure going forward. There will be more failures. There might be a failure this week. There might be a failure next month. There'll probably be 10 more failures next year. And I'm fine with that. Like I always say, as long as nobody gets hurt and you fail, that's okay. because we can get through this and we can learn from it. But I'm not afraid to fail, and I'm not afraid to talk about that. I do that on social media. I tell all the time, like when I'm down, when I'm bad. Like Josh Latimer always says, like, people feel like they're over here on Lonely Island, and I don't want people to feel like that, because I was in your shoes. There's a good chance if you're going through a struggle right now, I went through that struggle too, where I was broke. I had no money in the bank. I didn't know how I was going to make payroll. The guy who I thought I needed had to let go, and he quit. And then I lost my whole entire company in 2003. And it was literally just me in my office crying because I didn't know how to get through 2023. And then we still somehow did $900,000 in Christmas lights by literally hiring everybody brand new. And I wasn't afraid. Like at the moment I was scared, but I knew everything I've overcome in life, like, that's just one person for me to figure out to get to the next level. Cool. Got the one person. Then we got the next person. Then we got 8 more people. But if I gave up every time I failed, I'd still be the 2019 version of JC. And I sure as hell wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's such a good perspective, man. This concept of failing, failing forward. And I'm the same way. Like, I want people to know too, like, dude, they're like, man, like, don't you ever like have fear and aren't you ever scared to get up on stage? I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like, if you got a heartbeat monitor, I just look good because I've like practiced, right? But like, the fear is real. I just have more courage than I do fear. I don't know what to say. Like, and that's rooted in, like, I mean, there's, start with why and all this stuff, but it's rooted in, like, listen, I believe in what I'm doing so much more than how people perceive me or how I look. What if I screw up on stage? What if I screw up on the podcast? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know I'm going to. It's like, I know I'm going to say something stupid. I know I'm going to say something I regret. I said douchebag the other day on a stage in front of a bunch of professionals. I'm like, all right, I probably shouldn't have done that. But you know what? Like, no, I believe in the mission. Like, I believe in like what's possible here. So I'm not going to be so selfish that I let myself get in the way, because there's a bigger job to do here, And so you got to have courage, guys. You got to have courage, and just know that, like, you're going to screw up. You're going to look stupid. You're going to mess up. You're going to get a 1-star review. You're not going to be the best trainer on day one. You're not going to be the best leader, but you're not going to win the game. What do they say? You miss 1,000 or 100% of the shots you don't take or whatever. Like, you've got to be in the arena. You've got to show up. And if you're like, no, I don't, I can just keep doing what I'm doing, then that's fine. Maybe this show isn't for you, right? Like, we're not trying to convince you of someone else's dream. Like, you got to come up with, what is your dream? What is your trajectory? What are you actually trying to accomplish on this earth? And it's not just about making money. I mean, the profit is the constraint. And then what? I mean, you're a beautiful example of it. Like, like I'm like, when are you going to start a like travel hacking business? Like, send me the link. I freaking love it. Like, as soon as you get home, you're on another flight. I'm like, how is this happening? But that doesn't happen without profitability. So it's not about the money. It's about the experiences. It's about living your life to the fullest. And you can't do that unless you have profit.
Amen. Yeah. And I'm just, I'm freaking pumped right now, dude. I literally just got off a plane 2 hours ago. My daughter came home to go do this with you. And I'm like, just, I'm ready, dude. I'm about to get out. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to work out, because like, you got me going. Like, and I just feel it, and it just drives me insane. Like, you want to just go up and like choke people sometimes. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I see it all the time. And if you're listening and this is you, like, this was me too before, like, stop trying to chase every shiny idea. Stop trying to go from group to group to group, product to product to product. Like, at some point you need to sit down, look yourself in the mirror. And that's a scary vision sometimes, to look at yourself in the mirror and start pointing in that mirror and say, it is my fault. It is my fault we're not successful. It is my fault we can't hire people. It's my fault we can't keep people. And that's okay. And that's something you just need to realize. But don't sit there and blame everybody else and think the next thing is going to be the best thing for you when you haven't figured out the last 400 things. And I see it all the time in these groups. They just go and go and go. And they stay stagnant. They try and spend all this money when they just stop and start realizing, why are you doing this? Why did you start a business? Because most time it's the glam, right? It's the Instagram. We got to get the 7 figures. We got to get the cars. We got to get all the shiny things. We got to look cool. And like, when I hit 7 figures in 2022, I think it was, Michael Gregory, he's my coach. He's like, dude, you just hit 7 figures. And it was like October or something. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I was chasing that for the wrong reason. And now I don't care about the numbers. Like, this year we did a lot less than we've done ever before, but we were extremely profitable. And that was way cooler. Like, it wasn't, oh, well, we still did $1 million, but like, I didn't even care though, because we were extremely profitable. That top number did not matter to me. I don't give two shits what that number was if there's nothing in the bank at the end of the day. But if you're listening, like, guys, you gotta just start executing. Stop waiting. There's not going to be a perfect moment. You know, there's not going to be a bird that comes to your door and says, "Hey, right now's the time." Like, just do it. And it might be expensive, but I consider it an investment, not an expense. It might hurt. It might take some time, but if you don't do it, what's the result of that? Like you said, you'll miss 100 of the shots you never take. Start taking the shots.
It's well said. Because I used to be on the side of like, well, how much does it cost? You know, like, I don't know. It seems risky, like to hire someone, to buy the thing, to invest in your business, whatever we're talking about, right? And then now I just like, well, how much is it going to cost me to not do it?
Right.
It's almost the same question, but completely different, actually. And you start, retraining your subconscious. Like, man, life can be fun again. I want to talk unique genius, and we were going to have Angela on, but she's out. I mean, she's out earning the money. JC's, stay-at-home husband now, and
travel coordinator.
Yeah. Are you can I hire you? Could you be my travel coordinator? Can I afford you?
Hey, that is my unique genius. I love it. It lights me up.
That's sweet. Well, what is unique genius? Like, what are you guys doing? What's new? Let's figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, Angela started this baby 6 years ago, and she's on a mission just to help business owners scale affordably and have fun doing it. And, hiring is not for everybody. And sometimes we get way too emotional, and when we're trying to hire somebody, and that cycle of hiring, it can be very expensive. And if you're listening to this and your first time hiring, you're thinking about hiring, maybe you've hired a couple people, like, I don't think anybody really ever puts the value of hiring, how much it costs to hire somebody, like, and actually does the math on this. Because if you think about it, like, first I have to think of who the person is. Then I have to write the job ad. Then I have to post the job ad. Then I have to review the applications. Then I have to make the phone calls to try and do the phone interviews. Then I have to set up the in-person interviews. Then I have to set up the interviews for them to show up, but they don't show up anyway. That's a lot of time that's elapsed. And then maybe you hire somebody, maybe it's start all over again. You put them in, they quit a month later, and they have to do it all over again. That's very expensive, especially as a business owner. Like, your time is not worth $15 an hour. It should be worth $200,000, $500,000 an hour doing those high level tasks. So, what we did is we took away the friction from the hiring to be able to find high level virtual team members based in the Philippines to embed and body into your company, usually typically within 5 days from a week after you talk to Angela or Hildy and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is the position I want to hire. This is what I expect. Typically 3 to 5 days later, we're already doing an in-person interview with your person, your strategic partner, and putting somebody that's got experience. And let's say you want a CSR, which is probably our most common. They've got phone experience, computer experience. We're going to find somebody that has experience in the CRM that you're working with. So they're very already in depth into that. That's kind of hard to find for business owners to go find somebody in your local neighborhood that's used to Jobber or Customer Factor or House Call Pro. You don't just find that locally. So we're able to find really great talent in the Philippines that have some experience in that, and at a low cost, put them working for your company as a full-time employee, 40 hours a week. Start them off doing phones, answering inbound calls, outbound calls, scheduling, invoicing, estimating, social media posting, basic bookkeeping, some of the low-level stuff that they can get started on so that you as the business owner can focus on the high-level task. Real quick, I'm going to jump over. I mentioned earlier in 2023, I lost everybody in my company. While we're on stage, Ryan, I don't know if I told you this before. Maybe I did. While we're on stage, it was the last week that my office manager was working for me. So talk about failures. I'm at the sales booth speaking about running a business, and my office manager said, I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm going to another company. And I'm trying to be motivated, fired up, knowing that, like, the woman who ran my office for 5 years is leaving me. I've got nothing after that, after she leaves, other than Ronnie, who my strategic partner from Unique Genius. But at that moment, I was like, well, I'm done. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I'm sitting here on stage trying to be motivated, and I feel like a failure in the background because I got to leave here and go home to nothing to my business. Well, I was wrong. I gave Ronnie the keys to everything. I said, Ronnie, I've got to go in the field and work because I had a couple of the guys left, and I need you to do this for me. So Ronnie, strategic partner in the Philippines, every single phone call with a client. every single scheduling, every single invoicing, every single estimate, every single communication with our team in the field from the clients. In April, the first time we've ever hit 6 figures in April, flawlessly executed, all remotely done from the Philippines with Ronnie. And like, I knew she was awesome, but it was when I saw those final numbers, when I really I was like, okay, the sky is the limit. Like, we can't just stop them right here and just give them the basic stuff. Like, they are so much more better than that. And sometimes way much better than our team working here in the States. So just a huge testimonial to the success a virtual assistant, aka strategic partner, can offer you and your business to be able to get out of working on the bit or in the business, work on the business.
Man, I still find it so surprising when I meet a small business owner that run a lighting business and they all say the same thing, but I'm still just shocked. I'm like, you still answer your own phone. And I'm like, I mean, I remember being dumb. I don't know. It's just like, why? Because I tell this story. I was in a tree changing a light bulb. I missed a phone call. No big deal. I'd missed plenty of other phone calls. Right. And people go, no, I answer all the calls. No, it's impossible. You're in a sales appointment and you just answer the phone no, you don't answer. They go, well, no, I don't mean I answer, but I call them right back. No, okay, good. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
You don't answer all your calls. Right. And same thing. I called the lady back. She goes, oh, no, we're good. We got an appointment with another lighting company. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no good. And she's a nice Dallas lady. I couldn't even get mad at her and yell at her. I was like, okay, see you later. Bye. Our average ticket was $5,000 at the time. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, I just lost 5,000. And then I started thinking, what about the other person? What about the other person? What about the other people? Because I call people back, but they don't always answer. So I never even got a hold of them. People don't think about this. So quickly it was 5, 10, 20, 50, $60,000 that I had lost. And I didn't even know about strategic partners, VAs. I mean, this was literally in like 2010, right? And so now there is no excuse. No business owner should ever be answering their own phone. That is just like the biggest sin in the world. And these strategic partners don't cost. I mean, I even made the excuse like, well, I can't afford someone because I got to pay them 50 grand a year. And I didn't have a shop at the time. So if I get a shop, that's going to be another 2 grand a month. So that's 24. So now I'm like, I don't have 75 grand to hire someone. Right. So even if I was right, let's just say, like, the numbers are completely different now. You don't need a location. You don't have to spend 50 grand. I mean, we're talking a fraction to work with Unique Genius and get a strategic partner. But then again, you go back to this position pays for itself.
Yep.
I wouldn't say overnight, but within the first 30 days, you just need one extra job out of it. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, as business owners, and I ask all the time that same question, like, how many calls do you miss? Oh, none. Okay, all right, come on now. Like you said, if I'm at a sales call with you or at a job, like, hey, Ryan, let me show you around your house real quick and show you what the lights we can do. Oh, hold on. I got a phone call coming in. I'll be back in 5 minutes, Ryan. Let me take this call. Like, no, you're not doing that. Like, you're letting it go to voicemail. You're calling back later. You missed an opportunity. Like, you had your one chance. Like, you missed out. If you can't answer the phone now, you're probably not going to answer the phone later. So, these business owners, they think like, oh, I'm the best. Only I can answer the phone call. Only can I do this. No, you're not the best person. You're not the best admin because you're probably not doing the right follow-ups. You're probably not doing the right communication steps. You're not doing the happy calls to make sure the client's happy after the job's done, making them become raving fans and asking for referrals and reviews. Like, there's so many different things that you're missing out on. And all those opportunities lead to more profit. So it's not an expense paying for this. It's an investment in yourself to buy back that time so you can do the things that really are important. Like, you spending 10 more minutes with a client to get that average ticket from $5,000 to $6,000 because you're able to show them another light fixture, whatever it is. Well, great. That's $1,000 right there. That's almost half their freaking salary for the month. Done, paid for. So, like, again, we need to do an energy audit, as Angela calls it. Like, what is draining your energy throughout the day? And for me, it's definitely admin. That's the first thing that comes to mind. If I ever started a business over, I don't care what it was, the admin would be the first position I'd hire from the start, ready to go. Like, just offload it right now. And then you can go out there and do the networking, do the sales, do the training, do the installs, but the admin's taken care of. Because again, if you work all day and you're a owner operator and you're out there doing installs and you come home at 6 o'clock at night, you try and say hi to the family. Maybe you get time for dinner. And then you're back at the computer trying to do the estimates, the invoice, the follow-up, the social media posting. For what? it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you got no time to enjoy your family, there's something I realized 7 years ago. Like, my kids don't care about how much money is in the bank account. My kids care about dad. Like, they want to see dad, not see dad as he walks out the door and kisses him goodbye. So yeah, like, thinking big and realizing that you are the bottleneck. Like, you saying you answer the phone every time, you're probably not. I know you're not. I know for a fact you're not. Like, you're missing out on opportunities. And anytime the phone used to ring, I'm like, here it is, dad, the $1 million opportunity. Like, you just never know. Our biggest ticket on a residential call was like a $15,000 call. And if I didn't have somebody answer that phone call, they would have called the next company. And like, we booked it and did the install 2 days later for Christmas lights. This was back like 6 years ago. But just think about if I didn't have somebody answer the phone 6 years ago, like, that's $15,000 we'd have missed out. So how much is one phone call really worth to you?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's just a way for them to justify in their mind, because I think in most small business owners' heads, it's like, well, my phone doesn't ring that much anyway, JC. It's yeah, maybe I miss a couple, whatever, It's like, well, why aren't you making the phone ring more? Because you don't have the bandwidth, right? And you mentioned a lot of different things, from social media to like bookkeeping to invoicing. Like, there's a lot of proactive stuff. I have a huge list of things that a strategic partner can do, right? It's like they just haven't thought that far, because it's easier to not go to the gym. It's easier to not work on your business. In the short term, you think, whatever, I'm just stay comfortable, right? But literally, like, that one missed phone call is costing you way more than hiring a strategic partner ever will. And besides, there's more stuff besides just answering phone calls. Like, what if it's like I talk to someone and they're like, yeah, I answer the phone every single time. Yeah. When you call them back, what do you say? Well, yeah. But like, do you have a script? Do you have a pre-qualification process? Because there's just no way that you can go from like, dude, was in a sales presentation. The person told me no, or they got to think about it. I'm emotionally distressed. I'm exhausted, to like, hey, what's up? Thanks for calling. And like, let me just nail all the points on my script.
Yeah.
So to your point earlier, these people that you hire are not, it's not that they're not capable of doing it as good as you. They're going to do it better than you, because it's their dedicated job.
Yep.
And it's not rocket science. There's a script, there's a process. They can follow that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's fun too, like, listening to the calls and then like hearing the clients like, hey, whoever I talked to yesterday was incredible. Like, you should give them a raise or give them a tip. Like, they're a part of your company. Like, they're really embedded in your company 40 hours a week. And they truly like want to work for you and be successful with you. And it's just a trait or a quality that oftentimes we lack here in the US when we hire people. They're full of excuses. They always don't want to take on more roles or responsibilities. They'll wait till the last minute and do things. And it's just so, I mean, we get to go to the Philippines. We'll be back there in July. It'll be the third time we've been out there. I mean, they're just incredible humans. They really want to be successful for you. They really want to grow personally and professionally with you. And some of our clients, they've had, they're the same person for 4 or 5 years now. So, as long as you have a business, there's still an opportunity for them. They'll be with you along the way.
I know a lot of people hear like, oh, Philippines, like, what does that mean? Like, do they speak English? And if they do, like, can I understand them? Talk a little bit about, I'm sure you've heard that before.
Oh yeah.
Who is the person having client communications?
Yeah. So, we have different roles that we hire for, and some people don't need somebody who's on the phone with a client, and the voice is not an issue or concern. We're going to find the expert in what they want, and that's all we're focused on. Some people want the CSR, like myself, Ronnie. She's the voice of K-Fear Pro Wash and Patriot Illumination. And I always say that people with a Boston accent have worse accents than some of the Filipinos over there. I can understand Ronnie better than I can understand somebody pocking a car and going to the bar, and like that accent gets a little thick sometimes. And they like, from a very young age, they learn English. It's a very common, they know, I don't know what the percentage over there that knows English, but almost all of them do. And everybody with Unique Genius, they all speak English. So yes, it is very clear. They train their voices just like actors and actresses. They work on that so they can be on the phone with clients and not have that worry that, like, is this Tom from India? Or, Tom, I know your name's not Tom. Where are you from? Like, there's nothing worse than when you call Verizon or anybody, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, I just want to talk to somebody in the US. When they call somebody from, a company and they're working with somebody Unique Genius, that's the last thought they're going to think. Like they're going to think, hey, Ronnie's like in the office in Wilmington, North Carolina right now. So yeah, it's very important to us. And it's probably one of the biggest concerns we get is, what do they sound like and what am I going to get? No, like if you want somebody, I say forward facing with the clients, then we're going to get somebody that speaks very well in English.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's like studies on this or not, but I think people will justify whatever they want. But I feel like, again, this is just my opinion, that if you call a company and the owner answers, you kind of already know that like this person's probably not like they're probably gonna be late for the appointment 15 minutes. I mean, if you've owned a house longer than like 10 years, you've dealt with all types of people, right? Where you call a company and they have a CSR, and all of a sudden, as soon as the appointment's booked, you get a text. Like that feels really good. It feels like, hey, there's not just one bottleneck here. I've got a customer service person, I've got a salesperson, I've got an installer. Like as opposed to like the owner, hey, yeah, sorry, I missed the appointment the other day. Can I come back out? It's like, no, like people don't want that. I mean, is that really the brand you're trying to create? Or is this going to help boost your brand? Because again, like they're not calling the owner, they're calling the company.
Yeah.
So why are you so proud of answering the phone anyway?
Right. Right. And that first impression is everything. Like if you missed a phone call, all right, first impression's gone. If you're on a roof or doing an install and sweaty and freaking dying and miserable and you're like, hey, it's JC, how can I help you? Like you already missed out on the opportunity. Or have that strategic partner in the office in a professional environment with their headset on. Hi, thank you for calling Patriot Illumination. This is JC. How can I make your property shine today? It's warm, it's bubbly, it's inviting, the energy is high. I'm trying to sell you a $5,000 install. Like I better be more excited than you to get you excited. Be like, Ryan Lee's coming and he's going to do the price merit on you and you're about to get sold. Like, you want to get them excited to spend money with you. So you want to get that script down so that it's always the same, but they also know the tone of your company. They understand your product and they will do that. They learn about everything. They learn about the lights. We got clients in roofing, HVAC, electrical, lawn and landscape, bookkeeping, accounts. I mean, you name it, they're all over the place. So it's not like one size fits all. We'll get you somebody for your specific industry or whatever role you want. But again, they're with you 40 hours a week. And oftentimes I hear this, well, I don't have enough work for them for 40 hours a week. Do you get somebody part-time? And the answer is always no, because one, I promise you, if you actually sat down and think about the things that you're not doing that you should be doing, or the things you could be doing better, like that 20 hours quickly became 40 hours because you're just not thinking about it. You're just thinking about like the real things off the, like, a couple social media posts, a couple phone calls. All right, great. There's so much more to get raving fans, to ask for reviews, referrals, follow-ups, all those different things they could be doing. And then we only want one person working with you. So when we get somebody working with you, they're with Ryan all the time. They're not with Ryan. They're not with JC. They're not with, Michael, Michelle, because they want to be embedded in your company, understand your culture. If I have somebody working with me for 20 hours and they go to you for 20 hours, well, which voice am I coming into today? What's the tone? What's the culture? What am I supposed to be talking about? Which hat do I got to put on right now? So that's why we want somebody full-time working with you. And at the cost at that point, it's the investment far outweighs the expense of what you're going to be paying for this, because they're going to be making that money back from you within the first couple of weeks by doing all the things that you're not doing.
I'm laughing because it's so funny how life works. But like I tell all my clients one thing, and then I'm like, wait, I got to take my own advice here, because I've told them all the same thing, even before I knew about strategic partners, like hire a full-time office manager. Well, should I just get one part-time? I'm not that busy. I'm like, no, if you weren't that busy, you wouldn't have this like backlog of things you need to do. You think you won't keep someone busy for 40 hours? You need like 120 hours a week. You need like 3 people in the office, right? But then what happened when I reached out to Angela, this was probably going on 4 years ago now that we've had our strategic partner with you. I also said the same thing. I was like, hey, can I just get like part-time, like 20 hours? She's like, no. And she said, you just said, she's like, no, you need them full-time. And I'm like, yeah, I just don't know. Cause I don't really have that much going on or whatever. And then now we have 2 strategic partners. You know what I mean? So like
probably ready for 3. You got so much going on right now.
No, I told her, I'm like, okay, this like right now I need another one. I need an executive assistant. So
yes. That right there is the power position for like when you're ready to like really dial your life in and you got some of your systems in place in your office and the business is running smoothly. Like having an executive assistant as a business owner, Miko is mine. Like he is my right hand man. Like he's got the same authority to make decisions that I do. I mean, he's literally designing a website for me. He's got overseeing the whole entire thing. He's got access to my credit cards, to my social media. I mean, every single morning we're just doing a data dump, like what's on the schedule, what's got to get done. I don't look at my emails anymore. And let me tell you, like, if you don't have to look at emails and filter through all the BS just to see the ones that you really need to look at, like, that is a huge energy save right there. Because, like, how many times you open up emails, like, spam, blah, blah, I don't care about this, like, wasting time. I'm making no money looking at emails that I don't need to look at. So, yeah, executive partners, like, to own your life is phenomenal.
All right. Can you just give me one in 5 days? I mean, luckily, I mean, so Darcy's been my assistant, but she's also our client success manager, and somehow she does both. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how she hasn't quit yet. So I'm like, okay, I need whatever I need to do to make sure Darcy stays. We need to do this.
So I got two quick testimonials on my EA. One, I'm building an app right now. And again, huge visionary, got this great idea, suck at execution, implementation, had the idea for the app, got the app going, or the framework done, looking at it. And I give it to Miko. He's looking at it. He's like, he comes back with all this feedback, like PowerPoint, notes, pictures, everything. I go back to the app developer and Miko wasn't available at that time. So I was showing him everything. And he's like, who did this? I'm like, Miko, my EA. He's like, dude's really smart. Like most people like give me a fraction of this and not know like way how to execute or implement or what to do with this thing. So he's like out there just like thinking for me. And so I don't have to even like take that energy away that I don't even have to figure it out. So he's incredible on that aspect. And then the other day we were doing an interview for somebody to take over our social media management and building out a brand for myself and Unique. And again, Miko's on the phone call, and I'm always like, all right, Miko, what questions you got? Because I'm already ready to sign. Like, I told you, I freaking execute a high level. If I like it, I'm doing it. I'm just going to go and freaking do it. I didn't even care how much it was. I'm already doing it. But I'm like, all right, Miko, what do you got? And it's like, he's like rips the shackles out. All right. So you got in this thing, it's a testimonial, and it took you so long to get to the 70,000 followers for this guy. And like, that's 5 months. It took a lot, like asking all these hard questions. And I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off. I'm like, Miko, you're a friggin' animal. And he only had 1 hour to vet this guy and look at his portfolio and everything, and the offer that he sent us. Like within 1 hour, he had all these questions ready to go. And I'm like just laughing my ass off. Like, Miko, you're a freaking beast. And the guy answered the questions really well. But I was like, just a testimonial to Miko, what he does. Because like oftentimes we're just tunnel vision as business owners, and we don't have, can't think of these other things because we're focused on one thing. And now I have my EA. And he's thinking of the things that like I just don't see. So it's incredible having him part of my team.
That's awesome, man. All right. Copy and paste, clone. Does Miko have like a twin brother? I'm not sure, but I need one now. That's awesome. All right. So I want to wrap up 2 things. Number one is Christmas light. So we got the pre-show class for Light It Up Expo. With the landscape lighting one is full. The permanent lighting one and the advanced Christmas light training one they still have a few spots left. So this was cool. I mean, I was like, you're like, what do you have in mind for the class? I'm like, I don't know, stuff, things. And you're like, all right, do you care if I throw something at you? No. What is it? So talk a little bit about what you're going to be talking about in the pre-show advanced holiday lighting class.
Yeah. All right. So first, thank you. And one, congrats for selling out the landscape lighting class. Phenomenal. I mean, you guys are weeks out selling that out already. Huge testimonial to what you're doing. So if you haven't signed up, like you're already late for the landscape lighting class, but we still have other great opportunities for you there. 2, when you called and asked me to do this, what'd I tell you? Like, I was like, Ryan, I'm like 1 foot out of the Christmas light industry. Like, and the door's almost closed. I don't think I want to do anything in lighting. Like I'm done. And then you called. I'm like, God dang it, Ryan. And then you freaking got me back inside. The doors closed and the wreath is hung and the lights are up. So I'm back, baby. I'm back. Woo!
Well, we talked that day and I was like, oh shit. I started going through my Rolodex, like, who's my backup? You know, like, I knew you were going to do it. And then after the phone call, I was like, he's not doing it.
Yeah. So, I mean, originally we talked about doing a beginning class, and like screwing a light bulb was easy. There's plenty of opportunities for you guys to figure that out. And if you're showing up the Landscape Lighting Secrets or the Light It Up Expo, most of you are probably more advanced and have some type of experience doing the lights and then the install. There's a ton of value to go to classes and trainings, and there's plenty of other opportunities out there. But I didn't want to take this opportunity away from people to really just like shed everything that I have ever gone through from 2016 to this past year, of like the growth, the success, the failures, the pain, the hurt, the hurdles, the fires, the hires. I mean, today I had a freaking client call today, pissed off, like just yelling because a guy had to let go on Friday. Like he just had a shit attitude. And he's out there just ripping off lights and breaking them on the ground. They're like, we've been with you for 4 years and we've never had this type of service. And God, and like all pissed off. And he's just throwing shit on the ground. He's cursing. And the office manager's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like trying to like sweet talk him back. And like, yeah, we're just upset, but go ahead and put us on for 2026 and put us on the payment plan as always. There's always something. And I really just want to get deep. I want to get vulnerable. I want to like tell you guys everything. And it might not be for everybody. Maybe some of you guys just want me to sweet talk and tell you like, it's going to be okay. And we're going to get through this. You're going to do $120,000 this year. No, that's not what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to talk about when I lost everybody in 2023, the shit I had to go through to get a team back up to still do $900,000 in Christmas lights that year. The hiring, the firing, the obstacles got to go through, letting go of control, getting the right people in the right place. I mean, this year we had 2 full-time crews, only 6 installers out there, and we did $775,000 in lights with 2 full-time crews. And then we had 2 guys out there doing go backs. Like, not many companies are doing that. And I'm not saying I'm the best out there. I promise you, there's plenty of other companies out there that are way better than I am. I haven't met them yet, but they're out there. I'm telling you, they're out there. But I want to talk to you about the pains that I went through, the struggles. I want to like get deep. I'm going to give everybody a mirror. I want you to look in a mirror and figure out like, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better this year to make our company more successful, and how you can apply that to your landscape lighting business, your permanent light business, and your Christmas light business, or whatever other business you have, because it all applies to everything across the board, not just landscape lights. So we're going to have some fun. We might cry a little. We're definitely going to laugh a lot. It's going to be interactive, engaging. Ryan, I know you're going to pop in. Angela's going to be down there. She'll be speaking a little bit too. And again, it's just like, this isn't the hoo-yah pep. Like, you can go listen to another podcast, get another Audible book, whatever. Like, I want to get deep, raw, and vulnerable. That just sounded really dirty, but sorry.
How deep?
let's take that word out. We're gonna get really vulnerable with each other, and just break down the barriers, and just be humble and honest with ourselves on what we could be doing better this season, not only for ourselves, but for our team, for our family, for our community. And just see what growth really can look like once you dig deep inside yourself and build your team and empower them to do the things that you can be doing better yourself. So I hope you show up. There's an opportunity for everybody there, whether you're just starting or you've been in business for a while. But I'm serious, like, everything's going to be open. If you have questions, I've got answers. I will not hold anything back. I'm not going to lie to you about anything. I'll tell you about every failure I've ever had along the way, all the struggles I've had, and all the success along the way too.
I can't be more excited. And it just the way it like came together is perfect, because when you look at our classes, like, there's a lot of people who already know how to do holiday lighting. And so I'm like, yeah, why are we teaching like how to screw in a light bulb? Like, why would we do that? Right now, the landscape lighting, there's a lot of people that need that. So we're going to talk about those things. But with holiday lighting, no, they already know how to do it. They already know how to do 50 grand. They already know how to do 150 grand. Like, but how do you actually build a business, not a job? And I don't know. I love your passion. I love your energy. I love where you're going to take this. I have 100% complete confidence in what you're going to do, where I'm like, damn it. Like, how do I attend his class? Why does it have to be my show? So I'm trying to hire someone to run the show for me. So thank you for being really all in. And I don't know, man. I am extremely grateful for your support, for your friendship, for your willingness to come in and serve the lighting community. because it's a community, and you guys have had insights now to other industries, roofing and solar and all these things. And I'm like, man, please don't leave us. Like there's so many people here that are good human beings. They're not good business owners yet, but they're good operators. They're good people. They need our help. They need you. Like they need your fire, your wisdom, your experience, your failures, your success. They need that. So, man, I just feel grateful that you're willing to stick around at least one more month.
Yeah.
And
One more run.
Yeah. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No, like I said, I love what you do for the industry, and then like it's truly genuine. I believe in it, and I'm excited for the Light Up Expo. Please, if you have not got your tickets yet, don't wait for the last second. Like that is just so frustrating to yourself. Like if you know you're gonna go, just book the ticket now because that's your commitment. But if you keep kicking that can down the road, you're gonna have another excuse, another lie, another next year. Just go ahead and get on lightitupexpo.com and go buy that ticket now. Stop waiting.
I appreciate it, man. Well, guys, get your tickets. I don't know the hotel. Like we already met our room requirement or whatever. So like you want to stay at the hotel. If you can't, don't make excuses. Like if it's full and you have to stay at another hotel, don't be like, oh, I don't want to go. But like get your ticket now so that you can be at the hotel. And if you missed out on the landscape lighting class, who cares? There's like 3 more days of value. Like you're gonna find value. Show up. If you are in the outdoor lighting industry, whether you're only doing permanent or only doing landscape or only doing holiday, I don't care if you're doing $200,000 a year or $5 million a year. There's value in this room. So stop waiting. Come join us in that room. JC, if people want to reach out to you, if they want to find out more about Unique Genius, and they're like, yeah, what have I been doing with my life? Why am I answering my phone still? What's the best way to reach out to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, Angela Chanowsky on social media. You can find me, Jared Chanowsky. I go by JC. So if you reach out to me, all my friends call me JC. I want you to call me JC. And then unique-genius.com can go on there and get your fill out a link to get a discovery call. You'll get on the call with Angela or her daughter Hildy. And we just want to talk to you. Not everybody is a client for us, and we might not be the business for you. So we want to work through that and navigate, if we are a solution for you, we'd love to work with you. And if I don't hear from you then, I'd love to see you at Light It Up Expo and just talk there.
Okay. Love it, man. Seriously, thanks again for taking time with us today. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, guys. Now the hard part, you just got to do stuff. Stop hoping. Start taking action. Remember, faith is a verb. Go take the action. Go do it. Reach out to JC. Reach out to Angela. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a unique, or I guess a strategic partner so that you can be in your unique genius. Thanks, everyone. See ya.